Hello everybody, I hope that you can hear me. I am outside, obviously, and the sun is gorgeous. I wasn't going to do another video today, but I could not wait to do a video outside. I hope that the audio is okay and that I'm not too far away from you. I'm just going to kind of see what happens. Hopefully it turns out okay. So I hope that you are all well, and I am so thankful to be able to do another video and be in my backyard. I know there's a little bit of junk behind me. We are remodeling our house, and there is a pile of wood here that we weren't able to reuse, so we're going to go ahead and burn it, and the doghouse. So there may be a dog that comes in and out of the video. Hopefully they don't cause too much of a distraction, but they're pretty good at being distractions. I don't have any props today. If you happen to be practicing this inside by the time I have it uploaded, grab some props. Yeah. And I want you to just think about the elements in nature and how they can come into our daily lives and our yoga practice. Obviously, the earth, I have a little stream right over here next to me. So water, there's a beautiful breeze, air, the sun, fire. So yeah, really fortunate. Definitely enhances the practice for me. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you my intention. I don't often, because it is a personal thing, but feels good to be open and a little vulnerable. So my intention came to me very abruptly this morning, right on that cusp of sleeping and waking, where I'm not all the way awake, but yet leaving that dream state. And I could hear my voice very loud in my mind at that moment, and it was saying to me, mend the bonds. And not really sure where that came from. I like to think it's divine inspiration, my higher self talking to me. So I knew right away that that was my intention today. And I made sure that I immediately wrote about it in my journal. I don't always write in my journal first thing in the morning. I usually do at some point. There are days that I skip it. I definitely have a ritual of letting the dogs out first, getting coffee, maybe talking to my partner, and yeah. Too many times I scroll through social media. Not always the best thing to do first thing in the morning. I really think we need to hold that space for ourselves, our thoughts, meditation, maybe a little exercise. I like to start my morning a little quiet, so whatever works for you. But yeah, so that's my intention for today. Mend the bonds. And as I wrote about it, I felt really strongly about mending the bonds with myself, within myself, and with nature. And that is really to get out, to me, spend more time in nature, appreciating nature. And also one of the cards I pulled this morning, a different deck than I did the other day, but the guidance given to me was called the offering. And I feel like the offering is something I need to give back to the earth. Also, back to the teachers and people that have helped guided me on my way. I'm really grateful. And I'm kind of laughing because one of my horses is just across the stream from me, and she walked over wondering why I am loudly talking to myself, quite curious. So I'm glad to have their presence nearby to practice yoga. Now they're both coming. Both of my horses are coming over. Too bad I can't get a shot of them, but just know that they are there and they are wondering what is going on. All right, to get started this morning, or this afternoon, sorry, it's the afternoon, but you can pretend it's the morning. You can either stay in your easy pose or you're gonna come to kneeling. I am gonna sit in something we call rock pose or Vajrasana, a little bit of Sanskrit. So you can sit on the heels. If that's not comfortable, you can place something between your sit bones and your heels. And we're gonna start today by forming our intention. So you can close the eyes, soften the gaze. You can touch your pointer finger and thumb together. This is a mudra, very often used in Hatha for our wisdom, our higher guidance. And I felt like that spoke very clearly to me this morning. So I'm going to share it with you. And just bring yourself here on your yoga mat. So if your thoughts are spread out all over the place, or maybe there's kind of that heaviness clogging up your clarity, closing the eyes and just closing the outside world off for a few cycles of breath so that you can hear your own inner voice. And then go ahead from this space, form your intention. And I really hope that the wind is not ruining this. So once you've repeated your intention a few times to yourself, being very clear, very focused on that intention, you can release the intention from your awareness. You can release the mudra. And I guess the wind hopefully didn't ruin the audio, is what I meant. The divine timing of that breeze kicking up and carrying our intention off out into the universe to get put into motion for us. Really beautiful, divine timing. So moving from a seated position, I'm gonna go ahead and set any props that I have just out of the way. If you need a prop for under your knees, you can go ahead. First thing, I'm gonna come into my hands and knees, so tabletop position. And I'm just gonna start to shift back and forth. And then I'm going to rock a little side to side. And then I'm going to start to go in some counterclockwise circles. And then change, go in clockwise circles. So you at home that are practicing, you can move any way that feels good, a combination. You can throw in some cow-cats as you shift forward and back. And we're just kind of awakening our body, shoulders, side body, front body, back body, hips, and our connection to the earth. And then come to center. And you're going to take that left leg out to the side. Root the sole of the foot in, toes point forward, come on up into your gate pose. So as you bring the arms up, you're going to bend the elbows and catch opposite forearm or elbow. And you're going to lengthen over to that left leg, stretching the right side body. And you can turn the head a few times here, working the neck, Release the forearms, bring your left knee in, and go ahead, hands back to the mat. Take that right leg out to the side, root the sole of the foot in, come on up, extend the arms, and then bend the elbows, catch opposite forearm or elbow. Stretch the left side of the body, so tip over to the right. And come back up, release. Bring the hands down to the mat, sweep the knee back in under the hip. And if you're able to sit back in kneeling pose, if not, come back into your easy cross-legged position. So I'm gonna turn and face you. We're gonna do a short pranayama called lion's breath. And it is okay to feel totally silly in lion's breath. Often when I teach it, I'm in the studio, people have their eyes closed, they're not looking at each other. Here, feel the focus of you, even though I'm not doing this, and you won't be watching this in real time. But anyway, so bring the hands to the front of the knees or tops of the thighs. And you're gonna sit up nice and tall. And for lion's breath, quick explanation. You're gonna inhale through the nose, normal. And then when you exhale, you're gonna open the eyes really wide, stick out your tongue, maybe roll the eyes up. That's only if it feels okay on your eyes. And this big explosive push out of your exhale. It's gonna be loud, kind of like a lion's roar. And see if you can push that exhale out for about 2 to 4 seconds, maybe even a little longer for you. So when you're ready, straightening the arms, kind of grasping in on those knees or the thighs. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale and exhale normal. And then we'll do another cycle. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. And come back to your regular breath. Awesome. So come back into all fours. And then we're going to claw into the mat as we take those hands a little forward. And you're going to tuck the toes under, lift the back knees, downward facing dog. Walk it out, pedal it out. And then go ahead and look to the front of the mat, step there. Just allow yourself to fold in. Give the head a nod or a shake. And then inhale, start to roll up, push into the feet, tuck the chin, come to standing. So I'm going to turn and face you, but you can stay looking towards the front of your mat. You're going to step the feet out at least hip distance, maybe a little bit wider. You're going to extend the arms out. And as you press the hands away from you, you're going to draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Pull the low belly in, soften the knees. And then we're just going to do some small little circles with our hands. Nice and slow. And then pause and go the other way. And then go ahead and be still. And then we're going to turn and look over the left fingertips. Come back to center and turn the gaze over the right fingertips. And back to center. So one more time, over to the left fingertips. Look center and over the right fingertips. Look center. Go ahead and bring the arms down. And make sure that you are stepped towards the front of your mat so you have it long ways behind you. So you have some room. Feet move in a little bit closer. We're going to do a really simple 2 rounds of a sun salutation with full prostration coming down to our belly. Remember, you don't have to come down to your belly if you need space for your belly. You can come into child's pose with the knees wide. So beginning with the hands at the heart. In breath, you're going to touch the thumbs to the third eye, so that's the center of your forehead. Then send the hands up in prayer. Now you can gaze up if you want. And as you exhale, the thumbs touch the third eye, so center of the forehead, the heart. And then you bow into your full forward fold. Come on up to your flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And you're going to step into plank. And then from plank, you can drop the knees or you can lower down. Come onto the belly. And you're going to stretch the arms out. If it feels okay, rotate the palms up. Forehead to the mat. Imagine that you're connecting with the earth. So breathe with the earth here. Take a moment to offer something back to the earth. And then bend the elbows, plant the hands, claw in with the fingertips. In breath, come into cobra. Exhale, move through tabletop and downward facing dog. Go ahead and step the feet to the front of the mat. Fold in. In breath, come up to flat back. Fold. Bring the hands to prayer. In breath, as you come up, touch the heart, the third eye. Extend the arms up. And exhale, third eye to heart. Pause. And then beginning from an inhale, touching the center of the forehead, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, center of the forehead to the heart. And fold. In breath, come up to your flat back. Fold. Step back to plank. You can drop the knees. Lower down onto the belly. And then reach the arms forward. Go ahead and either palms face up or palms to the earth. You can choose to offer the earth the same thing as you did before, or choose something different this time. And then bend the elbows, plant the hands, coming up into your cobra. Move through tabletop to downward facing, and then go ahead and step to the front of the mat. Fold. In breath, flat back. Fold. Hands come up to the heart with an inhale. Center of the forehead. Reach up. Exhale. Third eye to the heart. Nice. So you can release the hands. Make any adjustments that you need to. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a flow for balance. Do what you can. Touch the other leg that you're not balancing on down to the earth at any time. And it's okay if you fall. It happens. We just don't want anybody to get hurt. So you can use the wall. If you're at home in your room, you can use a wall for some help. Be up against the wall here. So hands coming in towards your heart. Inhale, touching that third eye. Reach the arms up. Exhale, third eye to the heart and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And you're going to lift that left foot and step it back. And then you're going to spin that left heel into center, toes turn out. And with an in-breath, when you're ready, as you push into this foundation for warrior two, you're going to take that left arm up and over, bring it back behind you so fingertips reach to the back edge of the mat, right arm reaches out in front. And that gaze is locked on the right fingertips reaching forward, but the shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Maybe lift the toes, check in with the four corners of the feet, and then release the toes back down. Think about squeezing in and lifting the pelvic floor. And then from that power, I want you to keep the right arm extended. Take the left arm up and over. And then you're going to bring the right side body over towards the right thigh. So coming into a little different variation of supported side angle. And imagine you're holding a beach ball, or the sun, the earth, whatever feels right. And then push into the foundation. You're going to pass through center holding that big beach ball and tip back to the back edge of the mat, opening the right side of the body. So once again, taking your beach ball forward and then coming back through center, taking it to the back edge of the mat. Come back through center, warrior two, and then bring the hands back down to frame that right foot. Pick up the back heel and step it to the front of the mat. Bow into your fold. Inhale, come up to your flat back. And then you're going to fold again. You're going to lift that left leg. Take it up into what feels like a standing split. So you can send that left leg high or keep the hips square. You're going to keep the belly towards that right thigh. Take a breath here. And then you're going to bend the left knee. Pull the left knee into the back of the right and soften, sink the hips. Come back up into your standing splits. Bend the right knee, left knee. Bring closer together. Maybe gaze moves forward. Return to your standing splits. Last one. Bend the left knee, bring it to the back of the right knee. And return to your standing splits. You're going to bring that right hand probably out in front of that right foot. Claw in, use a block. And we're going to open up into half moon. So I'm a little bit downhill. I'm going to move slow. I'm going to start to stack the left hip over the right. Keep my left foot flexed and bring my left hand to my waist or my heart. If I feel steady here, then I'll reach those left fingertips high. Come down from your half moon. Left fingertips come back. Inner groin hugs in, standing splits. Set that left foot down next to the right. Bow in. In breath, come up to flat back. Hold. Hands to the heart on the inhale. Third eye. Upward salute. Third eye. Back to the heart. All right, so second side. Hands at the heart. In breath. Third eye. Gaze up, reach up. Exhale, third eye to the heart and fold. In breath, flat back. Exhaling, fold. In breath, step the right foot back. And exhale, plant the heel, turn the toes out. In breath, come on up into your warrior two. And take a few breaths here. Left knee stays over the ankle. And you're going to turn and flip that left palm up, bring the right arm up and over, and then start to bring that right side body closer to that right thigh as you reach forward. Holding your beach ball, come back up through center, and tip back to the right. Center, to the front of the mat. Center, to the back of the mat. Center, warrior two. So bring the hands down to frame the left foot, pick up that back heel, step the right foot forward, and fold. In breath, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then you're going to lift that right leg, send it into standing split. So you can bend the knee, keep the hips level, just as long as the right foot is flexed. And then you're going to bend the right knee, draw it towards the back of the left knee as you crouch down, gaze forward. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. So preparing for half moon, left hand moves forward. And then you'll start to stack that right hip on top of the left. Right hand to the waist or the heart. If you feel okay and you want to bring the right fingertips up, you can. And then slowly bring the right hand down. Hug the inner thighs together, standing splits. And then bow into your fold as you release the right foot down. In breath, flat back. Exhale, fold. In breath, hand to heart. Third eye. Gaze upward. Exhale, third eye to heart. Nice. So give it a little kick out or shake out. And we're going to take the feet a little wider. You can angle the toes out so they can come mat distance. We're going to bring the hands to the top of the thighs or the heart, your choice. And you're going to start to bend the knees and sink into your squat. Make space if you need to make space. Move slow if you're on uneven ground. And then sinking the hips as low as what feels good to the body. So you can, as you come lower, support under the sitting bones with some blocks or books. You can bring the fingertips down and rock a little side to side. If you feel okay here, you can lift the hands. And then we're going to bring that right hand down, plant it maybe to the inside of the right foot, maybe past the right foot on the outside. Inhale, take the left arm up and hug the hips to center. You can gaze up. And then you're going to change. So left hand down. Bring either to the inside of the left foot or slightly past. In breath, take the right arm up. And then bring the right hand down. Walk the hands in about shoulder distance. Lift the hips and step the feet back, downward facing dog. Do whatever feels good here. And then from down dog, we're going to drop the knees and we're going to come onto our forearms. We're going to interlace our fingers. Dolphin pose. This one can be a toughie. This is definitely harder for me with my tighter shoulders. So be patient, be gentle with yourself. And if this isn't one that you practice a lot, give your body time. So if it feels okay, you can lift one knee. And then the other. You can walk the feet a little closer together. So closer towards the triceps. Hips raise. Gaze back between the feet. Push down through those forearms. Maybe try lifting the right leg. Set it down. Maybe lift the left leg. And set it down. Go ahead, drop the knees. Untuck the toes, hips to heels. Forehead to the mat. Hands to prayer. And you're going to bend the elbows and bring the thumbs to the back of the head. Walk the elbows forward to stretch those triceps. Breathe into the shoulders. Release the pinky side down. Separate the hands. Come on up to tabletop. And then we're going to come into dolphin one more time. So forearms down, interlace the fingers. Try to bring the elbows in shoulder distance. You don't want them too far out, kind of dumping all the weight of our chest down. Coming back into dolphin, either 2 legs or 1. And then you're going to walk the feet up slowly and see if you can tap the knees to the triceps. And then step back into dolphin. So 2 more times. Walk it up, tap the triceps, come back to dolphin. Walk it up, back to dolphin, and go ahead and drop the knees. Untuck the toes, come into kneeling if you can, or easy pose. And I'm going to bring the hands behind me and interlace. Left thumb or left pointer finger on top, so it'll look like this. I'm going to draw the arms away from the back body a little bit and open across the collarbone. I'm going to bend my left elbow and bring my hands to the right side of my body. If this doesn't feel okay, you can just set the right hand down on top of the thigh and hold. And then I'm going to bring my head back to neutral. I'm going to bring the arms back behind me, release the hands, give it a little shake out. And then I'm going to find my yoga mudra again behind, either hands clasped or basket weave. This time opposite, so right thumb, right pointer finger on top. I'm going to broaden again through the heart, so the shoulder blades roll closer together. And then I'm going to bend the right elbow, bring my clasped hands to my left side waist. Remember, you can release if it's not comfortable. And then left ear goes over to the left shoulder. Opening the right side of the neck, draw the top of the shoulder down. Feel free to move or be still. Just remember to not push out through the belly. Hug the low belly in. Bring the head back to neutral. Releasing the hands, give it a little shake out. And you're going to come over into the long way of your mat. And you're going to slowly lower down. You can start with the knees bent as you come on to the back. You're going to lift the feet. Hug the thighs in towards the belly. Maybe lift the head and tuck the chin if it's neck friendly for you. From here, with an in-breath, we're going to open up into stretch pose. So feet push forward, legs extend, heels hover, arms open up into those jet airplane arms. Draw back in with an exhale for double knee hug. In-breath, stretch pose. Exhale, double knee hug. Inhale, stretch. Double knee hug. Last stretch pose, and you're going to hold. Maybe a little shaking, feel that core. And then go ahead, release down. So if there's anything in your practice that you like to do before you come into your relaxation pose, please do it. But if the body feels ready to rest, you're going to go ahead and come to your comfortable corpse pose. So separate the feet, make space, take the arms away from the side body. And if you happen to be watching this practice and it's not so nice of a day and you can't get outside, as you close your eyes and relax into this final posture, imagine that you are outside. So picture it in your mind's eye. And it's okay if you don't see anything. And as you formulate this picture, try to bring it alive with all your senses. And you might be anywhere. In a meadow, could be on the beach. And maybe it's sunny, maybe not. Maybe it's breezy, maybe not. And just imagine that wherever you are, it's replenishing you, it's nourishing you. That you've softened, you've surrendered, and you're completely present. Experiencing this vastness. And a couple more breaths here. And you're going to prepare yourself to return. So if you're in a room, just start to picture the room that you're in your mind's eye. See the walls, see the objects. Feel the contact points of your body and the surface that it's touching. And let the breath deepen. And go ahead and take any movements that feel good in your body. Stretches, wiggles, and just feeling how good it feels to come back into your body. And bringing all the gifts of your practice back with you. And the gifts of your visit to nature in your mind's eye. And when you're ready, come on to one side of the body. Couple breaths in your fetal position. And then come on up to a seated position. So as you come to sit, make sure that you're stacking the head, the heart, over the pelvis. And bring awareness to your spine, your whole spine. From the roots, moving all the way up, and then touching the very crown of your head. Feeling the entirety of your spine. And you can just imagine energy, maybe breath, moving up and down. And then start to imagine that you can breathe with both sides of your body. Left side, right side. And then imagine that you can breathe with the front of your body and the back of your body. just take a moment to experience this full body breathing. Your energetic pathways, channels, all open, flowing freely. Any heaviness or perhaps things that kind of clogged you up, helping you or stopping you from feeling clarity, those things have been released. And then go ahead and release the fingertips off to the side and just touch your mat or the earth. Just press the fingertips down a little bit, rooting in, and sit up nice and tall. And then with your next in-breath, as you release the fingertips, start to raise the arms really slow. It's okay if it takes a couple breaths to get there. And if you can bring the hands together in prayer once they reach the top. Exhaling, touching thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. And then folding at the hip hinge and touching prayer hands down to the earth. You can separate if you want. Bow forward. And thank you for sharing this space with me today. And all your good energy. Namaste.